1, 2, 3. Or I guess we could do 1, 2, 3. Привет, меня зовут Сара, и я говорю по-русски. Well, okay, speak is a generous term. For translation, hi, my name's Sarah, and I speak Russian. I have been learning Russian on Duolingo for 2 years, and this semester in college, I am taking a Russian course. And so I kind of wanted to talk about my experience learning the language, and specifically whether or not I feel that Duolingo is a good tool for that. So I impulsively started learning Russian in summer of 2021, I believe. Now, you may ask, why Russian? And the reason is really stupid. I just tell everyone, I just thought it was a cool language and I wanted to learn it, which isn't wrong. But the actual reason is that one of the characters from the story I'm working on is Russian, and I thought it would be a little more authentic if I got to know a little bit about the language and the culture. And now I'm a little too deep, but that's besides the point. So, in summer of 2021, I had Duolingo on my phone, and I figured, you know what? Why not try learning Russian on there? And at first it went really well because the first bits of Duolingo are really easy, and then it started getting harder. And then I realized I think I need a little bit of extra help here. When it came time to register for fall semester, I signed up for the intro Russian class. But yeah, I started learning Russian. I had like a mild streak going in Duolingo, but it kind of fell off, and then I got back into it. And then Russia invaded Ukraine, and I kind of was like, well, now I'm a little devastated. And so I stopped for a while. But then I kind of realized, like, okay, I'm still interested in this language, in this culture. For obvious reasons, I don't support the actions of their government, but there's still plenty of people that live there that are just normal citizens, and it's still something that I'm interested in. I started another streak on Duolingo, and I am now at a 500-day streak. This is what I mean when I said I was in too deep. So let's talk about if Duolingo is actually a good language learning app. Overall, I'd say yes. In my college Russian course, I feel that I am ahead of a lot of other students in there because I have had that background of just learning it for a couple years. However, we definitely move faster in this class than Duolingo moved me. How much you learn on Duolingo over a period of time versus how much you would learn in a college class over a period of time are vastly different. Overall, I would say that Duolingo is like an alright Russian teacher. They have like the spot where you can learn the alphabet because it's a language that uses the Cyrillic alphabet. It does not use the Latin alphabet like English does. And additionally, it's very good at vocab, and this is just true across languages that Duolingo does, but it's very good at teaching you vocab and getting you to know and memorize words. What it's not good at is teaching you grammar, and I think most people that use Duolingo as a language learning app know that and realize that. It's especially bad on the Russian course, I feel. My mom does the Spanish Duolingo because she'll tell me stuff about her course. I'm like, that's just not in the Russian one. Like, the stories thing that they have isn't in the Russian one at all. There's like all these little grammar tips it tells you. I've gotten that a few times in Russian, but overall they're pretty sparse, and for the most part you just totally miss it. And Russian is a very hard language grammar-wise. There's like 6 different cases, and it doesn't really teach you a lot of the differences between them. The only one I really know is genitive and like whatever is considered like the normal case. I can't remember what it's called. Accusative case and like a bunch of the others I still just don't really understand. And maybe that's just because I haven't gotten that far, but I am technically halfway through the Duolingo course now. So like, I feel like I should know more about these cases than I do. Additionally, Russian is a very gendered language. If you were to say my blank, the way you say my is going to depend on the gender of the noun. So for example, if you wanted to say my apples, apples is яблоко, which is a feminine noun. So you're going to say моя яблоко. However, if it's a masculine word like sir, which means cheese, because it ends in a consonant, it's masculine, you would say мой сыр. And then there's also like neuter nouns, which are like neither gender. So like молоко, because it ends in an O, is neuter, so it's моё яблоко. What? Моё молоко. And so on and so forth. And that is hard, especially for an English speaker where it's always just my. It's just there's not even, we don't have gender in our nouns and words and stuff. And I did not understand that until I started taking my college class. Duolingo just did not explain that to me. Other than the plural ones, I didn't know why you would use Maya in some cases, moi in others, moyo in other ones occasionally. It was really strange. I knew a little bit about like agreement. Agreement is essentially where like the genders of the words match up. And I knew that was a thing, but I didn't totally understand how to change things or what made a noun masculine or what made a noun feminine and stuff like that. And so having the help from my professor in my college class has been so great. The other thing is that Duolingo just gives you the most absurd, insane sentences, and like, I was gonna say no one talks about that. That's a lie. Everyone talks about it. The Russian ones have been like especially concerning. So, for fun, we're going to go through all the weird Duolingo sentences I have received. Starting off with, the director does not have friends, followed by Tu меня не друг, which means you are no friend of mine. We then have he works because he wants to eat. Our blood, which sounds like some sort of cult saying, followed by labor union violations with the sentence, my brother has already been working for 14 hours, with an ominous message. Had me translate koniec skoro, which means the end is soon, which is like, what? I've also had to translate a weird amount of sentences of like, the child doesn't have a mom, or the child doesn't have a dad, or like stuff like that, where it's like, what? Two other ones. I always see everything. Я всегда вижу всё. And I am already in bed. Я уже... Whoa, wow. Another thing with learning another language is it's just like a tongue twister constantly. Mouth is just like about to... Ugh. What I meant to say. Я уже в кровати. I'm gonna edit this and it's gonna be so awkward for me to listen to myself speak Russian. Because I feel like I'm such a bad speaker. Like, my professor says I'm actually doing pretty good for like the level I'm at, but it's just kind of like, I don't think I actually am. I'm still bad. Like, I'm still learning, and I have the least amount of practice speaking. I'm pretty good at reading by now. Oh, that's the other thing. Okay. Duolingo gets you really good at reading a language. They're very bad at helping you listen and speak it. Like, they do have listening and speaking exercises, but the majority of the exercises are reading exercises. I can look at, like, say, a comment in Russian, and I can usually pick out quite a few words, and if I'm lucky, I can even translate it fully. But I get lost really quickly when I hear people speak, and I really struggle to speak myself. And so it's just really difficult, and it's just skills that are not emphasized, I feel, on the app. But going back to the fun things, so how do we translate? Who wants to live in America? It is unknown how much time we have, and it is bad here. I want to go home. I got those two in the same day. Those last two in the same day. Like, are you guys okay? In conclusion, Duolingo is basically a really good starting point, and the fact that it's free really helps. But there are a lot of things about the app that really bother me that just, I feel like it doesn't go into enough depth, especially with grammar. And additionally, the lives thing, since it's been introduced, has been horrible. The only reason I think I've been able to make a streak this far is because Duolingo used to have this thing called Duo Classrooms, where you could create a classroom for free, and then your students would get unlimited lives. Well, my friend did that, and then I have unlimited lives now. Even though that's not a thing, I still have the unlimited lives. And so that's been really helpful. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I'll give a little update here just so people know what's going on. I know I haven't been uploading as much. I'm in school right now, and so school has taken my priority. But additionally, part of the reason I was able to make so many videos last year during college was because I was incredibly lonely. It sounds so awful to say, but it's the truth. I just never became super close with any of my roommates, and a lot of them weren't home the majority of the time, so it was really easy for me to just sit down in my room and record a video. And I was also home a lot of weekends, so I could record videos there. But for me, now that I'm up at college, I have a better roommate situation. I don't really have as good of a space to record up there, and I'm not home as much because I enjoy staying with my roommates. I enjoy staying in my college town. Basically, I'm not posting as much because mentally I'm doing great. Okay, well, great is not the best. Okay, I'm doing better. And so I'll try and get videos out when I can, but just know that school is taking my priority. And I have some hard classes this semester that I really need to put a lot of attention on. That's kind of what's going on, for those of you that were wondering. And all that said, I will see you guys next time. Bye!